Hi, how are you? Good? How was your week? It was chilly, warm, rainy, sunny. It was a good week. A lot of weather going on around there. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of Halloween decorations outside. I like to look at those. We've been having a good week. We've been having a good week. Yesterday we took the kids on a field trip. We went pumpkin picking, and it worked out really well. I was with my daughter. We got to walk with our grandbaby, my grandbaby, and I'm watching my daughter and her husband, and I'm in awe of them. They're in a position where there's a lot of stress, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of fears. They have a new baby. She has to go back to work. There's a house they have to take care of. And they take care of each other in the process. I watched them. We were over there one night, and I watched them take turns taking care of the baby, holding the baby, and then the other one goes and cleans the kitchen or does something outside, and then they switch, and they take care of each other. They're helping each other through this. I wasn't sure how it would go because you don't know when there's so much stress, you know. And then I had a friend come over last night for dinner, and Kenny was he did the dishes, and I did the cooking, and then I did the dishes and cleaned the counter, and then he got the tea ready. It was a partnership. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. We talk about taking care of each other, lifting each other up. Treat your neighbor as you would treat yourself. I think sometimes we forget that we need to do that with the person that we love, whether it's our partner or boyfriend or girlfriend or friend or husband or wife, anything. We have to hold each other up because you know what? This is a hard life. We got to take care of each other. And sometimes you start out and you don't know how to do that. If you look in the Bible, which I do very often, Ephesians 4:29. When you talk, don't say harmful things, but say what people need. Words that will help others become stronger. Then what you say will help those. Now, I read this last week or the week before about words, right? It really applies to a relationship. It really applies to how are you talking to the person that you love. Because sometimes you could talk really nice to your friends because you can think about it, but when you're with your husband or your wife, you might just not take the time to do that. And I understand that because you're with them all the time. But I think that's what we need to do. 1 Thessalonians 5:11, comfort each other and give each other strength. Comfort each other, give each other strength, help each other through things. Philippians 2:3, when you do things, do not let selfishness or pride be your guide. Be humble and give more honor to others than yourselves. What that means is you got to fight. You know you're right. Let it go. I know that's hard. I totally know that's hard. You know that there's one way to do things. Your partner knows there's a different way to do things. Let it go. Take care of each other. Build each other up. Because the relationship between the two of us is more important than being right. The love that we have for each other, the way that we take care of each other is more important than being right, than saying that I'm right and you're wrong. In Genesis 2, verse 18, it says, the Lord God said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper who is right for him. And that is a real controversial verse. And here's my take on it. You don't think God was saying, the man is the boss. You do what he says. I don't think that's what God's saying. I think what God is saying is there needs to be two people. It's easier with two people. When you have another person, you have a person who can feed the baby while you make dinner. When you have another person, you can cut the grass while your wife feeds the baby or your husband feeds the baby. When you have two people, you can make decisions together. And the reason I'm a little bit sad is because I have friends, and my dad lost his wife. He's got a good person with him now, and I saw what happens. You have another person in your life. It doesn't have to be a husband or a wife. It doesn't have to be a physical relationship. It could be a friend. And it doesn't have to be somebody you live with. It could be a friend. It could be a mom. It could be a dog, I guess. But here's the thing. Relationships are important. Socialization is important. Being around other people is important. You don't have to be around them all the time. You don't have to necessarily be around them in person. But to have other people to be able to bounce things off of, to be able to make a decision with, to be able to feel the support. You know, I have multiple relationships. I have a friend that I talk to every morning, and we help each other through the day. I have a husband at home, and we work with each other. We take care of each other. We take care of our kids. When you're in a relationship with a person, that person needs to be more important. And sometimes you have multiple relationships, and those people tend to be more important, and that's what God is saying. Take care of them. Hold each other up, because in the end, life is so much easier if you got somebody to bounce things off of. If you got a good friend that you can call on the phone and say, listen, this is happening, I don't know what to do. And that person stops what they're doing and says, I got this for you. I'm going to help you through this. That is everything. I know that people want to be right. I get that. My mom used to call that righteous anger. You're angry because you know you're right. I get that. But in the end, whether you are right or they are right is not what's important. In the end, what's important is taking care of each other and building each other up, because with that comes strength. With taking care of each other comes strength, and strength gets you through that stuff that's rough. Strength and love and support gets you through the death of somebody you love. It gets you through losing a house. It gets you through a car that dies and you can't afford a new one. Those are specific bad things that can happen in your life. But if you have somebody that you can talk to, take care of, be taken care of by them, you can get through. There's a couple the last one I'm going to do is a little John 15:13. The greatest love a person can show is to die for his friends. I don't think it means physically die. I think what that means is to let go of your own wishes, to let die what you want for you, and to let live what you want to happen for your family and your friends and the people you are close to. Dying, in this case, in my brain, means dying what you want, what you feel, what I want, what I think I need. Letting go of that, letting it die, so that I can take care of the people who are important in my life, the people who are my relationships. Toby Mac said this: some days life feels perfect, and other days it just ain't working. The good and the bad and the right and the wrong and everything in between. And it says, speak life to the deadest, darkest night. Speak life when the sun won't shine and you don't know why. Look into the eyes of the brokenhearted and watch them come alive as soon as you speak hope. Speak love. Speak life, you know what that means? It means take care of them. Speak well. Build up the people that you love. Build them up. Give them positive reinforcement. Give them love. Everything that we always talk about, and I say this with the kids all the time, every single thing that God wants us to do comes down to love. Love is it. If you remember that love is the most important thing, and you remember how to show that love, then you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you remember that love does not mean that you're going to be right and he has to, or somebody else has to understand that. That's not what it is. Love means letting go of being right, because being right is not the most important thing. Love is the most important thing. So I don't know if any of this makes sense, but here's what I think I'm going to try to do this week. When I feel anger, I'll vent it out somewhere else, and I'll understand that's not important. The thing I'm angry about is not necessarily the most important thing. Taking care of each other, building each other up, loving each other, being there for each other. When my daughter and her husband take care of that baby, not only are they building each other up, they're taking care of that baby and building that baby up. And they're going to raise her to be a good, loving, kind person. When you have a friend or any other kind of relationship, if you keep it going and you take care of each other and you love each other, that relationship not only will last, it will impact everything else in your life, because that's what love does. It kind of gets in the cracks and the crevices. So love. Take care of other people. Try to think about their needs before yours. Work together. Somebody do the dishes, somebody dry the dishes. Somebody make the toast, somebody butter the bread. Somebody feed the baby, and somebody wash the dishes. You got this. And it's not going to be perfect. So don't be thinking I think it's perfect, because it's not perfect. But we'll do the best we can and try to keep it in our heads. And then when something bad happens, think, wait. What's more important? Love each other. All right. I love you. Have a great week. I miss you a lot. But we will be together soon. Take care.